as you can tell, my invitation went out. It said join us Wednesday. I don't know how many people we're going to get. So thank you for seeing past the weird invitation.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, happy to be here.
Let's chat with you. So obviously the Fort Myers Film Festival is coming up on May 12th through 16th, 2021. We have this Jim Ford. Your film is called Small World.
Mhm.
It's a short film playing in the comedy block Saturday, May 15th at the Sidney and Berne Davis Arts Center.
Yeah.
So we have you tell us a little bit about the conception of this short film.
Yeah, so it's a short film. It's called Small World, and it's about these two strangers. They meet in a faraway land, halfway across the world, and after striking up a little conversation, they find out that they actually are from the same town and even live on the same street. So that
Very
was
cool. We had we were pretty excited to see you another submission. Last year's film won best short. Ruined It. That was you, right?
Oh no, I think last year I did have a film there. It was We Have Your Wife.
That was it. Okay, my bad.
Kidnapping comedy. Yeah.
Okay. So tell us a little about filmmaking, especially during this pandemic. You know, getting this film. Did you shoot it kind of pre-pandemic, or what was it like shooting, and how's it going up there in New York?
You know what? Well, New York's definitely different. The interesting thing about this was we filmed it probably literally 2, maybe 3 weeks before the whole madness happened,
Oh
before
wow.
it was on the news, before anyone knew anything. And you could kind of feel like it just kind of felt like a really tough flu season. You know, it just kind of felt like, oh man, just people are getting sick. They didn't kind of put a name to it yet. And so there were some people saying, oh, I don't know, I don't feel too good. And we were like, oh, there's no way this is going to happen with everyone's schedule and everything. And we had spent so much time looking for a bar. But yeah, sure enough, everyone showed up and everyone was healthy during it and after. And it was, I didn't even think it was 2 weeks after it just kind of New York shut down
Mm.
and Broadway closed, all the theaters, Times Square, the whole thing, nothing. And so we were so relieved that we had kind of got this and we could really just, take our time editing it and kind of create some art while stuff was shut down. Yeah.
Very cool. And since then, it's interesting because as someone who sees a lot of submissions come in, that is the kind of group of films that we're getting are the ones that were just kind of made right before, a few made during, like documentaries made during.
Yeah.
Tell me what it's like as a filmmaker now in New York City in March of 2021. Is it, have you found other things to do, or are you still filming?
We are still filming. And one interesting thing was, I think it was August, we filmed something else. There's a lake that's not too far from New York. I think it's the closest body of water to New York City. It's called Greenwood Lake, and it's half in New Jersey, half in New York. And I do some wakeboarding there and everything, and I know some other filmmakers. And I'd had this idea that I wanted to shoot something on open water, shoot something entirely on a boat, maybe a one-man thing or a couple characters. And we're sitting there kind of spinning our wheels. And I go, guys, the lakes are open, the boats are open. I said, what do you say we put this together? And it seemed a little crazy because everything was just like, people were just hibernating. But the interesting thing about it was everybody was available and everybody was interested. And when you film something, sometimes on a short film, there's a lot of talent in New York, but they all work on other stuff. They're all working on big TV shows or working on other things. And so the only way to really get them is to do it on weekends. But with this, we needed no boat traffic. So we filmed on a Tuesday and we had a push for rain. Everyone was available again. We said, oh, if we need that, everyone's just available. They were just sitting in their apartments. And so I got my first choice for the DP. We had this drone operator, the editors. I mean, you can't believe the people that worked on this just kind of silly, fun comedy that takes place on a boat. And I think everyone was really happy to kind of still be creative and get stuff going. And yeah, we've continued to make stuff. Yep. So
Very cool. Very cool. Well, we do have a couple of others that are entering now too. We're going to see a little bit of what they're up to.
all right.
We have joining us now, I think that's Grant Neale.
Hello,
Hello, Grant. How are you?
I'm good. I've somehow I disappeared on you, but there you are. Hi,
How's it
hello.
going? Now, where are you
Uh,
calling this from, Grant?
New York, New York City. From
Okay, so you're in good company with Jim up there, who's also
Yep.
has a film in the fest. Grant, tell us a little bit about. Let me see here. Your film is
Bless Me.
Bless Me.
It's a short. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, uh, it was shot a while ago, and
It's
um,
playing, by the way, it's playing in the same block as Jim's. Jim's
oh,
is
cool.
Small World. Small World. His
Oh
name
yeah.
is his film is called Small World. The name obviously is Bless Me. So and you're playing at 2 p.m. the comedy block at the Sidney Berne Arts Center May 15th. So we're looking forward to see your film. Tell us a little bit about how you got involved with that.
The filmmaker what it was is a graduate of the SVA School of Visual Arts, and he got my. I had wanted to make more film, more films, so I put in my photo and resume there, and I think this was done. This was done after he graduated, but and he's still making films. He's doing a lot of editing and like uh, motion graphics and stuff like that for big, big flashy films and stuff. Um, and it's great. It's a great little film. We shot it out in New Jersey in the church where this guy grew up, where the filmmaker grew up going to, going to church.
Without giving a lot away, you play a priest in a confessional, if I remember.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't want to
Father
give it all.
Joe.
Now, what was it like playing? And I don't want to give away the entire thing, but what was it like filming
It
and
was,
have
it
you
was great.
played these type of roles before?
Yeah, I have definitely played priests before, priests and monks. Um, though more kings and dictators and fools than priests and monks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I was just thinking about type today actually, because I have two auditions that I have to do, one tomorrow and one for Tuesday, playing doctors, and I was like, maybe this is my new type,
Yeah.
doctors and detectives will
Okay.
be my, because you're it's the one thing that's still left for a middle-aged white man to do, where you're not the bad guy.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Although my detective, your detective is usually the bad guy.
Well, tell
But
us a little
yeah.
about that playing and being in New York City. Tell us about what you've been doing with the downtime, and do you see things picking up now?
Well, yeah, things are gonna pick up in the spring for sure. I went ahead and produced a bunch. I have a little theater company, and I commissioned 6 short plays, and I produced those in the fall. They were called the park bench plays, and we would do 3 at a time. And I built a park bench that breaks down to fit in a cab, and
Oh, really?
yeah, and we used hula hoops for audience spacers, and we did them in parks. And I couldn't get permission from Equity, of course. So I had to pivot and call it a class. So I called them open classes, and we just did a bunch of open classes.
That's cool.
I hope there are no Equity leadership people on this Zoom, but
That will get you. Yeah. Okay.
that was great. And we've been making these microfilms. So they're all solo films, and a few of them are classical material. They're all meant to be 5 minutes or less, but some are as many as 9 minutes. And I hire an actor and a writer, and I don't direct all of them, but I direct most of them. And then I set up a Zoom interview, and I ask them the same 10 questions.
Oh, cool.
That they freely answer or don't answer or whatever. And that becomes the soil and the seeds for what the writer writes. And then they write a monologue, and I send the actor a green screen if they don't have one, and a ring light if they don't have one.
Oh, wow.
And so I've got green screens and ring lights all over the place. And then we rehearse over Zoom, and ultimately they shoot it by themselves on their own.
I'd like to
device.
see that. Can we see that anywhere, or is that not out yet?
Yeah, it's Nomad Theatrical YouTube channel.
Okay,
And
cool.
we've launched 7 of them so far.
I mistook Jim popping in. I knew there was a Ruined It connection in this segment, but you were in the short film that won for Best Short last year. Ruined It, right?
Yeah, ruined it.
Okay,
Ruined it.
Ruined It. For those who haven't seen it, hilarious film. I want our third in this group is Vicki Thomas. I want to get to say hello to her. I see you made it in. Thanks, Vicki. You're representing the underwater senses about environmental film playing. Tell us a little bit how you got involved with that film. That one is playing Friday, May 14th at in our environmental block, 1:30 p.m. with Greenlander and Eternal Vigilance. Tell us about it, Vicki.
Well, the director is Leonardo. This documentary has won a lot of awards in Europe. And what he does is he reaches out to other divers and gets underwater films from them, as he did with me. So I'm representing for him in the United States, and also a contributor to one of the videos in the documentary. And actually, this is the first in a trilogy. And so anyway, he lives in Italy, and he contacted me and said, I saw your video on YouTube and wanted to put in his documentary. Of course, I thought he was kidding at first. You know, he contacted me from Italy. But anyway, to make a long story short, I lived in Key West for about 7 years, and we brought it to Key West in 2019. And we won World Documentary Short Award. So now we're putting it into Sarasota and Fort Myers. And
you were accepted in Fort Myers, by the way.
Yes, thank you. Leonardo sends me all these emails, so I kind of get them secondhand at this point.
I know, it's just the way things are set up, but we'll try to keep you in the loop moving forward.
Okay.
He had the contact for and so there's kind of almost automatic. The automatic replies go out through that.
He sends everything to me, so.
Good. Tell us about that footage that you got that he found on YouTube. What is it that you shot that's in and where did you shoot it?
I shot it in Florida, where I'm living in Port Charlotte now, but I shot it in West Palm Beach, Florida. And it's of 2 little fish fighting underwater. That was my video, but he's got some awesome videos of.
It's very remarkable. It's the planet Earth, and it's important, you know, and we have an environmental category in our festival, so we find it to be very important. So we're very glad to see that. And we hope to see you wherever. We're encouraging everyone to be. It'll be a safe festival. You know, we're always encouraging safety. But if you do come out, I look forward to meeting you. Just as
I will be coming out, and I will be representing the thing at
Berne
Film Festival. And
Wonderful.
I'd like to read a quick little short synopsis that Leonardo has put for this film. And it's: planet Earth is home to a multitude of different living beings, united by a beautiful balance. Just think about it. Most of our planet is covered by water, and to survive in it in such a harsh environment, tapping into your senses is of vital importance. Indeed, the senses place every individual in relation to in the world around them from the moment of birth. A wonderful underwater journey to discover underwater senses.
Yeah, very exciting. We're real glad to have that part. As we take a look at small little interviews like this, we try to make it something we can kind of look forward to hearing kind of where you're going next. And I know, you know, we got a little bit from Grant to what he's doing. Jim, tell us a little bit about, you know, as you make some of these shorter films, this will be your second entry into the Fort Myers Film Festival. What's on the horizon? What are you seeing this leading to?
As far as, you know, what's the next project, you mean, or just in general?
You know, it's interesting because I think in general, and I'll preempt kind of my question, which maybe was too general, by saying we have some flashback films that we're playing in this year's festival that have played in Fort Myers, shot in Fort Myers, because we really like to support Florida filmmakers. And a lot of them, as we get on talking to them, have gone on to do some kind of big things. I know one of our, well, I could go on and name drop and all that, but I'm not going to. But it is interesting. A lot of them kind of start by just doing kind of what you guys have done. To put together a little something, and the next thing you know, they're meeting people, and that meets turn into. So do you have a plan? Are you kind of, you know?
So the thing with me, you know, I am a filmmaker, but I'm a full-time actor and a stuntman in New York. I travel.
You're a stuntman.
Yeah.
I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah, we've been working too. New York, there's a lot of stuff and stunt driving and all that. And, you know, I think sometimes when filmmakers make a short film, you know, it could be for a lot of different reasons. It could be an expensive business card to get an agent. It could be
Grant put on his
money.
I noticed Grant put on his glasses when he heard that you were a stuntman. Now he's like thinking,
Yeah.
can I use him
Yeah,
in one
right.
of my shows? Because we need someone to fall off the roof onto a wooden table.
Crash a car, get lit on fire. Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, and you know, a lot of times the shorts could be to raise money for a feature of a similar genre, and that. But for me, the filmmaking, I've been making shorts since I was a little kid, and I have made some features, but it's always kind of been a guilty pleasure for me. In between the full time, I try to make these shorts when I can, and I try and push myself. And we're actually we're finishing up that boat short where we shot on the short film, you know, completely on water. That's going to be the next one that'll be done. But then we're actually kind of prepping because being a stuntman, you know, I'm not the most hardcore stunt guy out there, but I've certainly done some big gags and worked on some big features. I've met a lot of people, and I always try and, you know, work them in if I can, because I like comedy, but I always like action too. And I feel like action is such a rare genre for short films. You know, it can be very hard to put them together. They're very expensive to put these sequences together. So one of our shorts before We Have Your Wife, the one before that was called Test Drive. We did, and I don't think I submitted it to Fort Myers, but it had a great run, and there was this great car crash, and there was really never before seen stuff. It was a long take, you know, a car crash with a long take. You know, really, I don't think the studios would have let us done it. But the next one we're prepping is going to be this big action sequence, and there's going to be some skydiving, and we're trying to do that, and I think that will really, really, you know, be fun, but it'll get some attention because I think it's going to be different, you know, just with stakes being so high. Yeah,
definitely keep send it to the Fort Myers Film Festival, and now I knew to call when I need stunt work done. I did not know that about. I did not come. I don't think that was in the cover letter, but that's fine. We don't need to know. But now that we know that,
yeah.
Now we know that. Grant, a little bit about you know, hopes of distribution and the distribution of streaming age. You know, I mean, are you as you kind of look forward, you seem to find great satisfaction in kind of what you're doing now, but you know, do you have on the horizon, would you like to see yourself in maybe a much larger streaming feature?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't give many. It's interesting, you know. I just said I do have a couple of auditions. now, but I don't get that I don't get that many auditions at all.
Strange.
Not many for TV. I just keep very busy. People ask me to do things, you know. I'm
Maybe
a
it was
theater-
the success of the Fort Myers Film Festival's award-winning ruined it.
That's right. Well, I need the laurels to tell anybody.
I don't know why. We have 2021s. I'm sorry. We'll get those to tell you tomorrow. I don't know why. I've had.
But I need it. But the no, I just recently won a Grammy.
What?
I was part of this production of Porgy and Bess that was at the Metropolitan Opera, and it's so funny because I don't sing in that. I certainly don't sing in that way, but I do play a speaking role in this opera, and it won the Grammy for best operatic recording.
Oh my gosh! Wow, congratulations!
So cool. A couple of weeks ago, yeah, and but yeah, I mean, I would like
That's pretty big.
I'd like to do more, you know, I'd like to do more film. For some reason, I don't get very many television auditions, and the money appeals to me. I love, you know, I love getting a residual check, but I would rather, for some reason, I'd rather be in films than television. I'd just rather be part of a complete story, you know.
That's fantastic. Well, I feel like from what I've seen in this short film in this year's festival, Bless Me, Vicki, we're gonna wrap up a little bit. I want to just say thank you to my guests today for being a part of this. Make sure to check out all of their films at the Fort Myers Film Festival, May 12th through 16th. We have Bless Me. Thank you so much, Grant Neale. Excuse me. Small World. Thank you, Jim Ford and Vicki Thomas. We really appreciate both of those Saturday, May 15th. And thank you so much, Vicki Thomas. We'll be looking forward for the environmental film, which as I'm sliding it, I'm trying to find the exact day. I said it earlier. When is that playing? Do you remember, Vicki?
It was the 16th. I think it's the 16th at 1:30.
Yes, environmental film. Okay, so please be sure to, if you're coming down, be safe. We'd love to meet you and see you. If you're not, we do thank you so much for, we'll be playing this in our social media so people get a chance to see your face and place it to the film.
Yeah.
Appreciate it very much. Thank you guys for coming out today. Best wishes as you go forward in New York and in Port Charlotte. We'll see you on the red carpet and you'll be getting all invitations, and we look forward to all your future works. Thank you guys so much.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Take care now.